Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back to another round of candle reviews. I'm gonna have two for you guys today per usual. They are both from HomeWorx. The one that is going up a little bit later on this afternoon is the iced sugar cookie, which was released during Christmas in July. And it does come in the beautiful specialty glass, and it comes in like this really pretty box. So if you are new here, definitely make sure that you are subscribed, and any of the following reviews that go up should pop up in your subscription feed. But in this video, we are going to be talking about HomeWorx Cranberry Sauce. I was really excited to receive this particular scent in PR, so I did not pay for this one. We were, as ambassadors, allowed to select one fragrance from the upcoming Gather collection. Now, I think by the time that you guys see this video, the Gather collection might already be released. It is supposed to go out on September 14th, I believe, over at Homeworx.Shop. I'm not sure if this scent is also going to be released over at QVC or, you know, any of the other stores where HomeWorx is sold. But I can tell you that the lots of candles actually from the Gather collection have already been spotted at HomeGoods, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. And they're only $16.99 there. So if you are not wanting to order from Homeworx.Shop, or you just can't find these candles in your area, as of right now, the two places I know that they are is some of those outlet stores, if you're lucky enough to get them in stock there, and over at Homeworx.Shop. I will, of course, adjust the description box by the time this video goes up to reflect any other retailers that are carrying the scent. But anyway, you guys, let's get into cranberry sauce. I was really excited to be able to select this one because, and I've told this story before, but for those of you that are new, I'll just give you like the brief background here. My very first job out of high school was at the mall. I worked at Garden Botanica as a key holder, which was kind of below, I guess, like assistant manager. But anyway, I worked for a year before going off to college just to earn some money. And I worked at Garden Botanica, and one of my customers that would frequently come in, she was like the nicest older lady. She would always come in and we just kind of clicked, I guess, personality wise, even though we were so far apart in age, but she was just the nicest lady. And I got to be like really comfortable with her. And by the time that November, like Thanksgiving time rolled around, she came into the store with a bunch of packages. One of them was from Yankee, and I was helping her pick out some stuff for her granddaughters for Christmas gifts. And I could not stop like trying to sniff her Yankee Candle bag. And finally I was like, I know this is probably really rude, but what is that smell coming out of that Yankee Candle bag? And she was like, oh, it's cranberry chutney. Like, I buy it every single year for Thanksgiving. I just love it. My grandkids love it. My daughters love it. Like, everyone just loves this candle. And so I was like, thank you very much. So with my very next paycheck, I ended up heading over to Yankee Candle, and I purchased cranberry chutney. Now, at the time, Yankee was selling pillar candles. So I started out with a pillar, but right after I finished that, I immediately went back and bought a like large jar of it. And at that point, I think I was making like $6.50 an hour. So that was kind of a financial commitment for me back then. But I was like, man, this candle, this fragrance, so worth it. That was where I fell in love with cranberry scents, is with cranberry chutney. And when I saw that Harry created a cranberry sauce, I was like, how does this compare to my beloved? So that's what we're talking about today. We're gonna talk about what I smell here. We're also gonna talk about how it compares to cranberry chutney. We'll talk about strength and throw, and we shall round it out after that. So let's get started with the fragrance notes here. Let me pull them up really quickly on my phone. All right, so cranberry sauce. We have stewed cranberries, spiced red apple, Valencia orange peel, and cane sugar. So I I consider myself a little bit of a cranberry aficionado because even though my mom is German, one of the things that both my mom and I embraced wholeheartedly when we first came to the US was the idea of like a Thanksgiving feast and pairing cranberry chutney or cranberry sauce with turkey. Oh man, the very first Thanksgiving that I had here in the US, I remember my uncle like fixing me a plate because I was like, I don't know what a lot of these things are. Like I hadn't eaten like sweet potato pie, like we didn't have like stuffing, like, you know, like stovetop stuffing is here. Like that just wasn't a thing for me in Germany. So, you know, he prepared this plate for me. And I remember when I saw him putting the cranberry sauce on top of the turkey, I was like, what the hell is this? But then I tried it and I was like, oh my God, this is one of the most delicious things that I've ever had. I just fell in love with it. And so my mom did too. And so she started researching like cranberry chutneys and cranberry sauces and stuff. And she started kind of making her own each year for Thanksgiving. And it's always been truly my favorite part of the Thanksgiving meal. I know it's such a random favorite part of the meal, but man, is it good. So I really like a very like hearty, sweet, but not overly sweet and slightly tangy cranberry chutney. I will not eat any cranberry sauce from a can because I think that's gross. The sound it makes when it's coming out kind of freaks me out. That like sound, gross. No. Also, I can taste a little bit of that like metal or that tin in the cranberry sauce. I don't know if it's just the acidity from the cranberries that kind of like absorbs a little bit of that flavor from the can, but I can always taste it. And I don't like my cranberry sauce to taste metallic. And it's so easy to make it on your own. So this recipe that you see on the bottom of this candle is honestly like pretty accurate to what my mom makes, with the exception of this spiced red apple. So what do I pick up in here? I smell stewed cranberries. I get a touch, just a hint of that like Valencia orange peel, as well as just a little hint of that juice as well, like an orange juice. And obviously cane sugar. Like this is very much like a white cane sugar and not like a brown sugar or an agave or, you know, molasses type sweetness. It is very much just straight up white sugar sweetness. And I really like this. I think it smells quite authentic to a cranberry chutney. We've never put apples in cranberry chutney. Maybe that's a thing, but the recipe that my mom has does not call for apples. And honestly, I don't detect apples in here at all. It really is predominantly like the cranberries that you get here, with just a touch of like that orange zest grated into the sauce, as well as like a splash of like freshly squeezed like Valencia orange juice to give it a little bit more of that tang. I think this particular fragrance is quite authentic. I'm glad there wasn't like a bunch of other extra things added to like try to jazz it up, because to me cranberry sauce is quite simple. It's so easy to make. If you always just get it from a can, just go buy the whole cranberries and follow just the recipe on the back. It is so easy, and I swear to you, it tastes so much better than canned cranberry sauce. I can't even imagine like eating the canned stuff when the real stuff is so easy to make. So as far as authenticity goes, this scent has it. But how does it compare to my beloved cranberry chutney? I think this is definitely really good, but I do think that the original still has, I don't know if it's the fragrance oil that they use for like the cranberry portion, but it smells a little bit richer, or deeper, I guess you could say, in terms of the cranberry with the Yankee Candle Cranberry Chutney than this cranberry sauce here. Not that this is watered down, but it's not quite as intense, and it's not as maybe tangy as the Yankee Candle version. I still think Yankee did it the best, and I will always still have Yankee at every Thanksgiving dinner. It really is one of my few, like, I must have this particular candle to go with this particular meal type of fragrances. It has just been a tradition for so long for me, and I just can't imagine giving it up. That being said, if you are not close to a Yankee, or you see this one out in the wild, or you're placing an order online and you're just looking to add maybe like another candle that is a little bit different from what you normally gravitate towards, I really would recommend checking this one out. The strength and the throw are quite decent as well. I want to say the strength kind of averages at around a 7. The only thing with this one is it doesn't seem to throw quite as far, and given that the strength is a little bit more up there than most medium throw HomeWorx candles right now, it just doesn't travel quite as far. So the throw I would put at, I mean, it's at least a solid 6. Like I absolutely smell this in any room that I'm burning it. It does travel a little bit outside, but not terribly far. So, I don't know. It's still a winner in my book. I'm still getting a good performance out of this one. The only wick issue that I had was for the last burn, I ended up putting the lid over it and then swirling it. I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I was trying to basically extinguish the candle with the wax, and I'm not sure why I thought that like swirling it after putting the lid on it was a good idea. I did knock 2 of the wicks into the wax when I did that, but I was able to rescue them. I'll give you an overhead shot here. It probably isn't completely pulled out because I just relit this right before starting filming, but yeah, be careful. It's the HomeWorx wicks, you guys. We all know that the HomeWorx wicks have like one problem or another for a lot of people, so just be a little bit more careful with these. But overall, the strength and throw are quite decent, and the wicks have been fine, other than me, I guess, being a boob and swirling things around. But I will give you an overhead. Oh wow, that pulled out quickly. Look how fast that pulled out. But you can see those, it was this wick here and this one over here, they just went whoop, into the wax. So when I took the lid off, what I did is I started with relighting these 2. That caused the wax pool to reach over to those wicks that were buried. I just basically plopped them up out of the wax, stood them straight up, and clipped the wicks just a little bit, and they're good to go. So no issues anymore. Definitely worth a try if you get into the same pickle that I did. Although I'm sure most people aren't swirling their candles like a silly goose to extinguish them. I'm also kind of mad because I got the wax all over the top of the lid, so it made the lid kind of hard to get off. Such a bonehead. Anyway, she gets 2 thumbs up for me. I think this is a great take on a cranberry sauce. I still prefer my original. I will always buy the original, but that being said, if you can't find the original, or you don't want to order online from Yankee because they've basically done away with all their stores at this point, here you go. This is another option. Especially, like I said, if you can find it for $16.99 at HomeGoods, Marshalls, or TJ Maxx, snatch this one up. She's a goodie. And definitely a great candle to have around for not only Thanksgiving dinner, I think, but also Christmas dinner as well. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. Let me know if you are interested in purchasing cranberry sauce. Let me know what your favorite cranberry scent is. I love cranberry overall, so any cranberry candle recommendations, leave them down below, especially if they are on the sweeter end of the spectrum. The sweeter and the tartar, not like, you know, tartar, but tartar, the better. So, all right, you guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Check out where to purchase this in the description box down below. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe if you're new. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.